Today we are going to be doing tabatas, so that means 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. Each exercise we will do 3 times through. Some of the exercises will be the exact same for those 3, and some will be just slight variations of the same thing. We'll be using weights, 5, 10s, 8s, 12s, and 15s. Use any size weights that you want. And if you need to change weights between your sets of 3, if you decide it's too heavy or too light, you can do that. Otherwise, sticking with the same weight is probably what I'll be doing for most of them. We will be using a block today as well for some of the exercises. So feel free to use the block. You do not ever have to use the block. Block does make it a little bit more challenging, especially when you're standing on block to balance. So if the block isn't going to work for you today, no worries. Also, you can always do just straight body weight, so you don't have to use any weights at all for any of the exercises. Okay, so we're going to be starting with suitcase squat right into a squat with a frontal raise. So suitcase squat, feet about hip distance apart. You do a suitcase squat, and then the next time you do a squat, you'll do a frontal raise, just alternating. So we're going to give our 10-second countdown starting here. And I'll be starting with 8 pounds because of the frontal raise. Take your time, let yourself warm up slow. Okay, so as your body's starting to warm up, you might start to go a little deeper. But just pay attention to what you're feeling. Let your body warm up before you start moving a little deeper into the moves. Nice, good breaths, because we're going again. Okay, suitcase squat, frontal raise. So the frontal raise is a lot. If it starts to get to be too much, you could just do the suitcase squats. Okay, one more time. Moving on. So we do get 30 seconds between exercises. This one's going to be a side lunge. We're going to do it 3 different ways. First time will be static. We need to go straight up and down. Second time will be pulses, so you stay low, little move. And then the third time is a hold. So I'm going to go for one weight. I'm going to go heavy here. So you want to find your foot position and maintain that foot position. The first one is just going to be down and up. So anytime I'm going down in a move like this, I like to pause at the bottom and then just see if I can get a little bit deeper with control. Always be really careful though in these side lunges. Okay, so the next time you're going to lower down and you're just going to stay low and just a little move, a little pulse. Chest and drop the shoulders, soften the face, and just breathe. Okay, one more time. It's a hold. It's only 20 seconds. 20 seconds can feel like a really long time. Okay, so while you're here, lifting through the chest and dropping through the shoulders. Your core is really strong and engaged. Just breathe. Almost there. Beautiful. Okay. So same thing on the other side. Then that full 30 seconds of whatever you need to do here. Okay, so we start with that static lunge. adjusting your feet a little bit, trying to find the perfect stance for your body. Okay, second one's that pulse. Focus on lifting through the heart, dropping through the shoulders. Basically really strong on the inside of your body, lifting you up. Okay, one more time, let that hold. Just breathe. Try to breathe deep and calm. If you can through the nose, soften the breath. Let it out with control. Okay, moving on. Okay, so we're staying with one dumbbell. This time I'm going to move down and go to a 10 pound. You're going to do a sumo squat, which means you're pretty much of a wider distance than a regular squat. Your feet have a turnout. We're going to be lowering down and then crunching the knee in. Okay, so you're going to lower down, press away, and crunch as you draw the arms in. Lower down into that squat every time. This 10 pound is heavy for me. It's okay, it's only 20 seconds, try to stay with it. I know that if you feel like it's too heavy, you can always switch weights. I'm gonna see if I can do it again with the 10 numbers. One thing to do if you feel like the weight is heavy is I can slow down, I can pause here at the top. Oh, almost there. Okay. So we're going to do a high hold. This is your high hold. We're going to do a step back lunge, and you're going to alternate a single press. So you're alternating the lunge, or the press. I'm going to go for 8 pounds here. You're going to do a high hold, step back, and just press on one side. Hold up, and press, and bring it back. Squat, press, and up. Other side, or sorry, same thing. We're alternating. Okay. Step back, press. Step back, press. Okay, we got one more. and then a step back lunge. Lift the knee. You're staying on one side. Your arms are by your side, so a little heavy. Make sure you're really stable on that block. You're going to alternate side and reverse. So side squat, lift the knee. Step back lunge, lift the knee. Remember, it's not going to be about speed here, especially when you're on that block. You are in control. Okay, we got 2 more. We're staying on the same side. Make sure that when you hold weights, they don't round your shoulders forward. Chest up. Side squat. Knee up. Step back. Okay, 30 seconds. Same thing, other side. And always just make sure your space is clear. I don't have to worry about stepping on weights. Okay, stabilize that foot. Chest up. Just be really intentional, always, especially when you have that block. You have to really pay attention. It's hard for me to talk. You'll lose your balance. It takes a lot of focus to balance. Also your core. I feel like your navel's drawing in. And I'm not even going to take my foot off the block. Once I find good footing, I want to keep it. Standing on the block. Holding one weight. I go for the heavy weight. I go for a 15-pounder. You always want to find your balance before you start thinking about squatting. Feel like you're stable. Okay, so nice and balanced. I like to pause when I get to the bottom and see if I can bend my leg a little bit more. A little bit of overload into that leg. I go further, feel where my body would naturally go if I can try and go further. Even if it means I do less. Okay, 2 more like that. Squeeze that glute. As you're coming up, you should feel like you're really squeezing that glute to help bring you back up. Okay, we got 1 more. Breathe deep. 30 seconds does. Breathe. Use the breath to bring that heart rate back down. As we start dropping into those last 10 seconds, we start thinking about setting up. So that when that final ding goes, we're there. Make use of your time. That's why we get that 3-second warning with the timer. Okay, 2 more. Keep in mind how important your gaze is here. Setting your gaze on that one spot, whatever it is, can help with your balance here as well. And we're all going to fall sometimes when you're working on balance stuff. But if you're falling a lot, you really can't find that control. That's a good indicator that you should go down in weight, that you're going too heavy. Or maybe it means you should be doing this without the block and finding your balance first on the floor. Work your way up so that you get stronger, not injured. Okay, so we're going to stay with the block for one more exercise, although we've got 2 sides. This is going to be curtsy to an oblique. So because of the oblique crunch, I'm going to go for an 8-pounder. Basically, it's a curtsy to a side knee lift. Okay, so curtsy and knee lift. And if it's available for you, maybe you go for the straight arm. If the weight is too heavy or it throws you off balance too much, just stay with that goalpost lift. Okay, 2 more times on the side. Doing that because it helps me balance. Okay, other side. So it's very normal at one side. I feel a little bit weaker. For me, it's whenever I'm doing something in my left arm. Challenging on one side or the other, that's normal. You want to stick with the same weight. Unless you have an injury, there's a reason why maybe you use different weights in different arms. You're rehabbing a shoulder injury or something. Otherwise, even though it's harder for me on this side, I don't want to go to a lighter weight. That'll just amplify the discrepancy. Ultimately, in an ideal world, it would be the same on both sides for me. feeling my glutes too now. Legs are going to get a little break and rock's going to go off to the side. We're going to do bicep curls. So normally when I do bicep curls, I go with 10 pounds. I'm going to go a little heavier because it's only 20 seconds. We'll see if I can do it for all three. I might have to switch, but I've got to challenge myself. Movement through my hips, and if I stabilize, I actually feel my core working here as well. This is standing ab work. Okay, hair in my mouth. Okay, 2 more like that. Bend in my knees here as well. But really, wherever you went, if you have your knees locked, and that's what feels right for you, then that's what's right for you. Okay, I got one more. I also don't want to really brace my elbows against my side. I don't want that assist. My elbows are not touching me. I don't feel like I'm squeezing my arms against my body and using that as leverage. I want this to be all biceps here. Okay, I'm going to stay with just arms. This one's going to be 3 different things. The hinge flies. You go into that hinge position. You want to have a really strong, engaged core. You don't want to injure your back. We do flies. The second thing is we'll do upright rows. And then we're going to alternate one of each. So I'm going for 8. Flies are hard for me. Okay, so set that hinge. Look forward. You don't want to drop your head. And I also want to feel like I'm lifting the weights, not trying to swing the weights up. And resist on the way down. Don't just let them fall down. Slow, slow, slow. Okay. Okay, so that's the hardest one for me. Next is the upright row. So I stand up tall, shoulders back, and lift my elbows. So the fly was working more my back, my lat muscles, the upper back. This is working more my delts. My delts towards my shoulders, the top of my shoulders. And you should feel it. I often point out the muscle group because if you think about the muscle group you're using, you actually help to use it better. Okay, one of each. So we've got lats, delts, and control above all else. Okay, ready for some more legs. Okay, forward lunge, reverse lunge. No block for this. This will be a block. I'm going to put my left foot in the center of the mat, and it's going to stay as I go forward and back. Now, if you need to tap it out, balance is an issue here. You might have to tap in the center. That's okay. But I'm in the center of my mat, so I'm going to go forward and back, holding one weight. My left leg does not move. So it's a forward lunge, push back, reverse lunge, push forward. And again, if you need to tap, no problem. propulsion. Works those muscles a little different. Okay, so we're going for the other side. Okay, so this time, your right leg, we're starting in the center of your mat, so you're going to go forward and back. Your right leg does not move. Keep that navel pulling in, your chest up. All these things help with your balance. Okay, one more. Down this side, even more than I did the first. Start to lose balance, smooth things down. First thing you do when you start to stumble a little bit is just go a little slower. Okay, this is going to be a sumo squat hold, so you're in that wide squat hold. You're going to reach and sort of slide to the side a little bit. So there's a little bit of a side move, and then you come back to center. So I'm going to try 8s for these. You want to go into that sumo, you're going to stay low. Elbows in. Okay, stay low. And then reach, but slide just a little. And 8 is a lot for me here. Would definitely not be doing 8 if I was doing this for a shorter or a longer duration. That 20 seconds maybe allows me to go a little heavier. One more. Probably should switch weights. I'm going to go for it. Okay, this one's really cardio. You don't have to hop. We're going to pulse for 2 in a squat and a hop. You can just come high up on your toes if you want. Trying to add some more propulsion into my body work. And so jumping is the best way to do that. Just a pulse for 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so if you don't like the hop, toes. Hopping makes for a long 20 seconds. Breathe. And I know that I don't have to hop, that helps. So I have an out. If it gets to be too much, I can go for my toes. So I'm going to go for it and push myself, but knowing I have that L raises. I'm gonna go for 5s. Frontal raise, side raise, but straight arms, raises. Okay, so this won't be too cardio, so I'm still focusing on my breath the whole time here. Bring that heart rate back down. Come down a lot. Take some good deep breaths. And of course, you don't drop the arms, you resist. You don't swing, we lift. We don't move our core, we stabilize. When you stabilize, you feel those abdominals doing some work. Okay, one more time. So I'm going to have my foot on the block, or actually, my foot on the block, in kneeling. I'm going to hover my knee and halo. Hovering that knee is harder than it sounds. Hover, halo. I'm just taking note that my halo is going clockwise. Okay. Now each one is going to get progressively more intense. Going for the halos. Always be careful that we put that knee down. Don't slam down on it. And if this kind of work bothers your knee, a towel works, but you make special pads that are just for that purpose. Okay, last time this side. It is burning. Everywhere, I can't even tell you. My glutes, my quads. Okay, woo. So stretch it out. So glutes and quads, predominantly. Other side, remember I was going clockwise. So this time, I'm going to halo the other direction. If halo in the other direction that doesn't work for you, that's okay. Okay, foot on block. Toes down so you can lift the knee. Hover the knee and halo. First one's not so bad. One gets to be a little bit more work. It's only 20 seconds. Really, by the time you start feeling like it's getting intense, it's probably just a few more seconds. So try to stay with it. Try to push through the burn. When you feel that burn, that just just means that you're getting into that muscle. It's getting stronger. It's a mental strength that lets you work through that burn. Tell yourself you can do it. Okay, we're going to balance our knees on the block. So I want to, if I can, keep my toes on the floor. I'm going to do a 12-pounder here. It's going to be behind my neck, and I'm just going to be twisting my body. So if I can, I'll keep my toes off the floor. Find your balance. We're going to mess with our balance with some twists. Maybe challenge yourself to go deep into that twist. So I'm going to keep the weight where it is, but maybe put your toes on the floor as your recovery. Toes come off. Pull that elbow back, twist. Challenge yourself, maybe go deeper, deeper, deeper into that twist every time. Remember, it's nothing to do with how many times I go side to side. Okay, one more time. Your toes rest. Toes just touched. Okay, knee on block, we're going to do donkeys. We're not going to stop. We'll keep going, whatever it is we're going and doing, you'll keep that happening on the 10 seconds. So first thing, you put that leg down, but knee on block. So the first thing I do to get this started is lift my foot. I grab the block. I lift my knee. Now, donkeys, full range. And again, I'm going to be going this whole time. I'm going to do full range, and then I'm going to do pulsing, and then I'm going to do a hold. So I'm going to just keep the full range going for these 10 seconds. No reason to stop. Now I'm going to get a pulse. So that block creates just a little bit of instability, not a lot, especially with the hands on the floor. Okay, I'm still going, still pulsing. And then I'm going to finish with a hold, just for the 20 seconds. Hold. Squeeze the block, or squeeze the weight. Lift the knee. Squeeze the weight, lift the knee. I'm not really moving, I'm just not letting gravity undo it. Squeeze, lift, squeeze, lift. Almost there. Awesome. Okay, other side. So even though I have 30 seconds, just want to sort of set that there, let it rest. Put the block under my knee, takes a little bit of setup. So the weight is just there. My foot's on the floor. The first thing I do is lift my foot off the floor, and that just grabs the weight. So grab it, and now you lift, and now full range. Now you're trying to grab it the whole time. Having to squeeze that weight helps you get into the hamstring. So donkey is glutes. Especially as you really try to lift up. Now remember, keep going. But when you add that having to hold hold something behind your knee, it helps you target your hamstrings here as well. Okay, so we're going to pulses. And you could come down, some people like to come down to their forearms here. It's a little bit deep to go to my forearms if I'm on the block. But if you're one of those people, please feel free. And also I notice my hands are turned down. That doesn't matter, as long as I'm not crunching into my neck. I'm not swaying my back. Okay, keep it going. We're still pulsing. Okay, hold it. So squeeze it, lift it in, hold it. Keep thinking squeeze, lift. Just don't let it fall. Don't let it lower. Maintain that height. You only got 5 more seconds. Squeeze, lift. Okay. So we are going to sit on the block for a Russian twist. So it makes balance a little bit harder. Otherwise, there's not much of a difference with a regular Russian twist. You can have your feet on the ground or off the ground. So lean back a little. And twist. Definitely feel that balance challenge. Okay, so recover for 10. Same thing. Guys, we're getting really close here. Where we sort of dig in, tell ourselves that we're still here, we're going to be strong, we're not going to back off. One more time. Last 5. Okay. Block is going to go underneath our low backs. And we're going to be doing a chest press, holding the legs, extended, maybe at 45, maybe a little higher. So I want to get the weights. I'm using 10 pounds for my chest press. I'm going to put the block under my low back. I'm going to hold the legs. So start up here, lower the legs, hold them, and chest press. The lower your legs, the more intense on those abs. But that doesn't mean you're supposed to go that low. You want it to be manageable. If there's too much struggle, there won't be growth. If your body's really having to fight, you're just going to strain muscles in your back instead of building muscles in your core. We don't want that. We want to get stronger, not injured. And you should feel it in those abs. Okay, we've got one more. So we start with the legs. Focus on the chest press. Don't get sloppy with that. Okay, the block's going to go underneath our feet. We're going to do a fly. I'm going to stay with 10. With a bridge, feet on the block. So your bridge is going to go up and down. Now fly, your palms face in. The chest press, they face away. And it's like a giant beach ball. Okay, feet on the block. You want to start at the top, so palms are in. Lift your bridge, lift your arms, and then lower and lift together. Okay. So fly is your chest again. I really want to think symmetry here. My right arm is stronger than my left, so try to make my left move the same. Just makes me more mindful. And also think it's the muscle from your armpit to your breast. Think about that muscle. You are squeezing right there. Armpit to breast. Squeeze. Okay, last time. Whew. The next thing, the arms are going to get a break, which my arms need that break. My butt's not though. We're going to work our bridge. Okay, so Bob will stay there for a bridge. Bridge, the same way we did that donkey, we're not going to rest. Full range, pulse, and hold. And we just keep going, whatever we're doing on the 10. So I want to do a weighted bridge. So I'm going to set a weight, but also a block bridge, so my feet are on that block. Now I may need to hold the weight, I usually do. I'm going full range. But even though I'm holding that weight so it doesn't slide back to me, I'm not pushing with my elbows or my shoulders. I want this all to be glutes. Lower back maybe a little, hamstrings a little, but squeeze and a little bit more at the top. Okay, remember, keep going. Squeeze. Every time you get up to the top, that's where the work is. A little bit more. In fact, I don't even need to touch the bottom. Now we stay up in that work and just pulse. Okay, remember, relax the neck, soften the face, little move. I can adjust where the weight is. But mostly I'm just keeping the weight from rolling back. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Keep going, keep pulsing. Okay, the next thing is going to be the hold. I only have to go for 20. Hold, squeeze, lift. Squeeze, lift. So, shouldn't really see a lot happening, but you should feel that you keep squeezing, you keep lifting, because your body wants to release. Gravity is working against you right now. Release. Okay. Final 3. No blocks. We're going to start with hollow body push. I'm going to go for 15. In fact, the final 3, I'm going for 15 hammers, one weight. Anytime I'm doing this hollow body, I even pause at my crunch, I pause at my hollow body. They're complete opposites to how you're working your abs. So I want to work my crunch. Compress, compress, reach past my toes. Now as I'm extending, I'm really thinking about that flat back here. As I'm crunching here, I'm thinking about squeezing, coiling the legs into my body. Now, I don't have to take the arms overhead, but I might. Okay. And technically, a hollow body is your head off the ground. And because it's only 20 seconds, I can do that. Sometimes I drop my head when I extend. But knowing I'm only here for 20 seconds, it's a little bit easier to find that really good hollow body. And I pause. That's the work right there. And right there. Okay, we got one more of those. Just get really intentional. We're getting really close to the end. Really mindful. Really the intensity. The more I reach towards my feet, the less the intensity. But my arms will be straight. The lower my legs are, the higher the intensity. The higher the legs are, the lower the intensity. So you can control it. It's the same move, you can control the intensity. So I can take the arms a little bit overhead, I can take the legs and keep them low, almost like a hollow body. Think about that flat back here. It starts to get too intense, I can back off a little bit. Now my back is not flat. I can feel it lifting up. That's okay. It's that intention of pulling your abs, sucking them down, hugging your ribs. It's the work of drawing your abs down. It's not arriving at some magical place where your back is flush against the floor and there's no space underneath. You are just actively trying to draw those nables into the spine, press your back down, and use the muscles that it takes to try to make it happen. There's no goal there. It's not going to arrive in some place where you're finally there. But if you're really arching your back, then you're straightening your back. You're not working your abs. You're not using your abdominal muscles to flatten your back. Whew, okay. Final move. Toe reach into a leg drop. I like that leg drop because it really gives us that opportunity to see how the lower the legs go, the more the back wants to pop up. But then you're also working your upper abs with that crunch. So I really try to every time think this is going to be the day that I can touch my toes. So touch your toes, and then as you're lowering, don't let the back pop up. Resist, resist, resist. Reach for those toes. Two more. And then we're done. This is the last one. And don't be concerned whether you're flexing or pointing. I flex here because it brings my toes closer to me. But it really doesn't matter. But really try to lift. Okay. One more time. Good job, guys. Okay, so take some time. When you stretch, you can rest at Shavasana if you like. Drink some water first. Take as much time as you need, but give yourself some time to stretch and, most importantly, to rest. And thank you so much for practicing with me. I'll see you next week.